Hey everyone, this is project number 3. This is part 1 of project number 3. And this time we're going to install a Linux machine in a virtual environment. And we're going to install a web server. And we're going to look at a web page and modify it and just figure out how to have a website on a Linux server in a virtual environment. And we're going to access the website from our host computer this time. This time I've decided to use a very small Linux package. It's called Slitas, and it's an ISO, kind of like we did with the server and the Windows workstation. So this is like a CD image, and we can easily create a virtual machine out of it. One of the things to note here, this is very important. In fact, I'm going to make this in red. One of the things to note here is that this is a live version, meaning every time it runs, it's a fresh install. So if you turn it off and you run it again, it will be as if you never ran it before. Alright, so the best thing to do is to save the VM, go to Machine, select Pause, and then and you can close it, and it'll ask you, hey, do you want to save the machine the way that it is right now? Say yes. You can always unpause the machine any day and continue the project if you have to. So please keep this in mind, otherwise you'll have to reconfigure everything and follow the steps over and over again every time you turn it off. It's super easy though. This time I think you can do this in one sitting, so you can spend one day working on it. But again, you can always pause if you have to. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is I like to get rid of the old machines that we created, the server, the Windows server and the Windows 10 machine, because we're not going to use it anymore. And it's eating up a lot of resources on your computer. So how do we free it? Well, there's a couple of ways, but the first thing that I want to do is I want to break the bridge that we created so that our network settings are back to normal. So I'll go to our little network settings here. I right click, open network and internet settings. So I would like to change the adapter options. Remember we created this bridge between the two virtual machines and the virtual box. So I'm going to delete this bridge. Okay, and so now I only have this other network card. This is my Wi-Fi, this is the virtual box, and this is the actual this is the another virtual box adapter, and this is my actual Ethernet connector on the laptop. Okay, so I believe that this one actually got transferred over to VirtualBox through this one. So if I delete this one right here, I should be okay, but I'll leave it alone for now. But I disabled the bridge because we do not need it. All right. The next thing to do is to get rid of those two machines. Right, the server 1 and the Windows 10 machine, they make sure they're powered off. If you want to save a copy of them, so in case you ever want to use them again, they're kind of big, but if you have an external hard drive, I recommend you save them if you like to use them again. So I'm going to go here. Those files, if you want to copy them to an external drive, they're located on the C drive under users. Go to your user for your computer. Mine is just my initials, and in there you have the VirtualBox VMs and you have the files for the server. You can see they're kind of big, so that one is 10 gigs for example, and this one was 12 gigs, so they're a little bit big files. And just copy the one you want, and then you can have them. They're also available on the memory stick that I gave you, that's for the class, because if you ever have problems creating these things, you'll have a chance to get them out of there again if you have to. And I should have said that from the beginning, but I'll try to make sure I say it in the first video that I'll introduce for the labs. So I'll give a copy of pre-made VMs in case your machine has a hard time creating VMs. You can just use this one for the lab. Alright, so there they are. I believe if I'm here and I say right click and I say remove, I can also remove the files from here, and it should remove them out of that folder. You're about to remove the machine, so basically I can say, hey, remove all the files. Okay. Also, I'll do the same for this one. Remove, delete all files. So I get my 25 gigs or more back. If I go back here, you can see that it's empty now. Okay, so I just recover some hard drive space. Alright, so now let's add a new one. So we're going to add a new one and click new, and we'll call this Linux. And this is other Linux. This is a 32-bit Linux, and you can see right here it's other Linux, but in this case it's going to be a 32-bit. Alright, you click next. For memory size, I believe we can just give it about 1500, so it's about 1.5 megabytes of RAM. That's fine, good enough. Create a virtual disk, 8 gigs is fine, VDI is good. Dynamically allocated, yes. And yep, 8 gigs. Click create. Now, as you recall, now we need the ISO file so that we can boot off of it. So let's go over here to tools and let's go to media. And this is the new one, so we'll go to optical discs, and let me remove this one because this one is not the one we need. So we're gonna add a new one here. So optical discs, add, and we're gonna use this one, SLITAS 4.0 ISO. Click OK, open. And let's see, ensure that the old one gets removed. That's all we need. That way when we turn this on, it's going to look there for that. It's going to ask us, do we want to use this? Okay, so before we start this particular lab with the Linux, since I'm going to be talking to my local machine and the virtual Linux machine, make sure that before you start the machine, make sure that you go to network for the Linux machine and go to attach to, select bridge adapter, and select your wireless Wi-Fi card, or your local network card is fine, but I would select your wireless card. Okay, so that way they can talk to each other. Click start. And there it is, SLITAS 4.0. Click start. And we just click enter for the SLITAS Live. And this is going to load all the packages that are needed. And again, this is the live CD. So that anytime you turn the computer off, it's like basically starting all over again here. Okay, make sure you go to the US here with the keyboard. Click OK. And I guess we don't need to worry about this. Click OK. And this, it looks like it's in English, so that's good. So here's our operating system. Okay, it's very simple, but it does have everything you need. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is, so what is next? Next we're going to install what's called the Apache web server. So Unix comes with a package called Apache. This is the most popular web server out there. And similarly to Windows, it's got its Internet Information Server. Unix has what's called Apache web server. Okay, and to do that, let's see, we just have to go here to get my packages here. Okay, so you have to click recharge in order to grab all the packages that are available. So once I click recharge, I waited a few minutes, and then I have the list over here. All right, so this is Apache. This is the web server. Just click check mark it and click install. All right, so this is okay. It looks like the packages were installed successfully. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to basically edit the web page so that we can put something else in there. And all you have to do is, let's see, we can come over here to our panel again. So root, and I believe, let's see, we have a Ethernet, there's a config file, administration. Okay, it is not on that panel, it is under the system tools. So applications, system tools. Let's close this guy. Applications, system tools, and I believe it's under managed servers. So root, save the password, and we go to HTTP. So this is our server manager. This is where all the configuration files. So the way Linux works is based on a lot of configuration files. You can look at the status over here. Looks like we have a server running right now, web server, www. And Slim is the desktop that you see over here. So these are all the things that are running right now. So we go to HTTP, right? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And in this file, you have where the web pages are located. So click on this paper and pencil. It looks like the server root is under var www. And so that's where we're going to go look for our website. So let's look at that. This is the web page from the Apache server. If you ever need to go there and learn more about it, it's an open source type of a web server. All right, so let's go in, say quit, and let's look for that folder, that var folder. And let's see, there is a way to come over here. So you can type var, and you can go to the www. And here's our website, index.html. So I just browsed through it just like a Windows Explorer, and we can change that website. Okay, and this is how we can do it. We will need to edit the security properties of that index.html file, because the way that it is right now, we cannot edit it. So we're going to use something called a Windows Terminal, and what we're going to do is we're going to open a Linux command prompt. So we can go to Applications, Utility, and let's open the Sakura terminal. Come over here, and there should be applications, and just like Windows, it's got some really nice tools in here. And here's the utilities, Sakura terminal. Okay. And according to this, we need to make sure that we provide the security changes to that file so we can edit it. All right, so type cd var www, okay, and then su, okay, and then type root, and then we're going to change the mode, and the 777 allows you to give full access to the file, right? So it's like saying right-click file, and then you provide full control to that file to somebody. So in here, we're going to chmod the index.html file. So we'll just type index.html, and then we're going to chmod the root folder also. 777 var www. Alright, so the file now can be edited, right? So index.html, we just changed all of the security settings for it. Okay, so now we can use a text editor to make a couple of changes. So for example, we can use LeafPad, and so that's under utilities also. So applications, utility, LeafPad, and we can open the file, and let's see, it looks like we have to search for it. File system var www, and it's our index.html. Okay, and it's just a nice simple HTML file, kind of like the one we had in our other lab report that we did. Alright, so over here, why don't we do this? Let's change this and call it, make sure that you don't overwrite the header files, the header that you see there. So put in ET497 web server, and you can say welcome to web server, and then you call it here project 3, and that's it. I mean, you really don't need to do too much more. I mean, you can add graphics and all those things, but I just want to make sure that you know how to edit the file and that you can actually see the web page. So we can save it now because we did all of these neat changes to the file over here. If you were to open that file, you can see that it's ET497 web server and it's a web page. Alright, so the next thing is we can look at it again in the proper way by typing in the IP address of the machine and checking it out. So let's open a web browser. So we're going to look at the web page on web browsers. So this particular version of Linux has this little guy here, Midori web browser. It's a full-on web browser, so you can just open it up, and we can type in the IP address of the machine, and we should be able to get our website. So first of all, there's this little terminal window here. You can see how when I clicked on it, it opened. So we got all these tools over here that we can use right away. So you can type in ifconfig. Right away we can see that our IP address is 192.168.56.103. Okay, so if I type that up, 192.168.56.103, 168.56.103. Enter. You can see that this is our website. This is our ET497 web server. And you might recall the location of this web page. It was on there. If I just click on my documents, and you can go a few levels down if you want. See, there you go. You can click on this up arrow, it takes you one down. Remember, it was under var www, and that is our website. And you could right click on it and edit it with LeafPad text editor. Okay, so this is our nice little web server here. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to see if our web server can be seen in our computer here, our workstation. So first of all, let's look at our IP address again. ifconfig. ifconfig is kind of like ipconfig in Windows. So I made a little change when I did a bridge between the Wi-Fi card and the network card inside my workstation here, my virtual network card. So that's why I got a different IP address right now from the beginning of the demo. But you should still have the exact same IP. I just made a quick change. But anyways, just to verify, I'm going to see if my website is still up and running. I open up the web browser here, right? And I'm going to type in that IP address. It's a 10.33.49.17. And it looks like I have a web server in there. Okay. And just to verify it, let me see if I can make a quick change to that home page. So let me quickly go here, documents, and I can go here to the bar, www, and my index.html, and I want to change this to say ET497, and I also wanted to say here ET497 on the header. Okay, click save. We go to the browser and do a little refresh, and now we have ET497 here. Alright, so that's my IP address inside my virtual machine, my Unix machine. It's that. Now I need to know if the machines can talk to each other. So I'm going to open up a terminal. Okay, I'll set this to the side a little bit. And I'm going to open up on my machine here. I'm going to open up a command prompt. And I'm going to ping that IP of the server here. Ping 10.33.49.17, and I can see that I'm talking to my virtual Unix machine, and so I should be able to access this website on the browser here, on my local browser. Let's see if that is true. That would be 10.33.49.17. And there it is. I am opening a local web, my web server, my Unix web server on my local computer, on a web server that's in a virtual environment. So this is how it is. There's web farms out there, web server farms, with hundreds or thousands of web servers that are virtually managed, and you outside are accessing that server from the internet. And that's all there is to it. We could not run Wireshark in Linux because it doesn't capture packets from a wireless card, and we're bridging the wireless card of my local desktop here to my Unix machine, and so I was not able to capture anything because it's our wireless LAN. But anyways, hope you had fun with this particular one. It's an interesting one. Thank you.